In an earlier video, the Ahargana series, we had seen how the ancient Hindu astronomers represented orbital periods using large integer numbers. And they said this is the number of revolutions a graha makes in a Mahayuga. Instead of saying a graha takes so many days to make one revolution. Now, in this video, I'm going to go deeper along the same direction. Moving from orbital periods, I'm going to start moving towards how exactly did the mathematics of Surya Siddhanta work. But before I can get into the mathematics, I have to explain the fundamental astronomical model of the Surya Siddhanta. In Stellarium, I have shown you the model using Stellarium of the calendar. Now I'm going to move towards explaining the mathematics of Surya Siddhanta, which means how do you calculate the position of a graha at a given time. And that depends on an underlying model. Orbital periods are one of the elements of the model. So I'm going to explain the model to you. And this model also explains a very fundamental question which one of our viewers had raised recently. Why do you say that the sun orbits the earth? Isn't reality the other way? So indeed, yes, the reality is the other way. The reality is heliocentric, and I'm showing that to you here. Here is Surya, and here is Bhugola, which orbits Surya in this circular orbit. Surya Siddhanta starts by assuming a circular orbit instead of ellipse. It later on applies corrections to correct for the elliptical shape. Now let me also simulate the movement of the earth around the sun day by day. Here I am showing you the day. 30 days, 35 days, 40 days. It's gradually moving. Over 365 days, it will come back to where it started. So why do I say that sun orbits the earth then, if this is the reality? The point is that we are standing on this earth, Bhugola, but we don't sense this movement. We think the earth is standing still. And ancient astronomers who stood on the surface of the earth did not sense that the earth was moving, but they looked up and studied the sky and they felt that the sun was moving. Why? To explain that, I'm going to draw a line of sight from the earth to the sun, and I project it beyond. So this is, imagine I'm standing here, this line is starting from my eye and going towards the sun and projecting beyond into space. And you can see that the sun is in this part of the sky, but after a few days, the sun is no longer in this part of the sky, it has now come to this part of the sky. After a few days, it's no longer in this part of the sky, instead it has come here. In other words, the background behind the sun, imagine there is a background here of stars. I'm not showing the stars, but the sun is traversing that background of stars. This is why ancient Hindu astronomers said sun is orbiting the earth. They basically said sun is moving across the stars and it seems to come back to the starting point in 365 days. Now, how do we navigate a sky full of stars? We use the zodiac. So this is the Rashi Mandala, Mesha, Vrishabha, Mithuna, Karkata. Now you can clearly see that Surya is right now in Vrishabha. He is moved to Mithuna now. After about 30 days, he will move to Karkata. Surya has moved to Karkata. In reality, it is Bhugola which is moving. But see, a very important point, the zodiac is centered on Bhugola, not on Surya. Because the zodiac is centered on the observer, and observer is here on the earth. So I can't center the zodiac and the sun when I am standing on the surface of the earth. And now you see, standing on the surface of the earth, it appears like the sun is moving across the stars. Because you know all these names are representing star patterns in the sky. Now, it also seems that the entire Rashi Mandala is not fixed, that it is gradually moving along with the earth. In fact, it has to, because it is centered on the Earth, and Earth is moving. So the Rashi Mandala has to move along with the Earth. But still, the stars appear to be fixed and unmoving because the distances are very different. This distance is known as one astronomical unit from Bhugola to Surya. But the distance from Bhugola to any one of these stars which make up these Rashis like Mesha, Vrishabha, Meena, etc., they are millions of astronomical units. They are so far away that this tiny movement with the radius of one astronomical unit doesn't matter at all. Stars appear to be fixed. But this movement matters tremendously in the astronomical model of the Surya Siddhanta, as I will show you in the subsequent videos. Also note that the movement of the sun is very steady. Daily movement is 0.9856 degrees every day. Sun's daily motion. And that's very straightforward calculation you can make. In 365 days, the sun will traverse all the nakshatra and come back to wherever it started. That means it covers 360 degrees in 365 days. So you do a simple division, every day it will cover slightly less than 1 degree. That's why sun's daily motion appears to be constant. But that's because the orbit of the Earth is a circle. Now, if this was an ellipse, then the matter is different. Then the movement of the sun across the stars, the velocity will start changing. It will move a little bit faster and a little bit slower depending on where it is with respect to the Earth. So this movement which I am showing you in Surya Siddhanta, this is known as Madhyama movement. So this is the position in the Rashi Mandala of Madhyama Surya. Madhyama is in this context, it means average, mean. Mean is the more scientific term they use. The way to look at this is, if you travel from Bangalore to Chennai, let's say that's how many kilometers? 300 kilometers. And you do it in 6 hours. Your mean speed is 50 kilometers an hour. So at the end of 1 hour, you will be 50 kilometers away from Bangalore. At the end of 2 hours, you'll be 100 kilometers away from Bangalore. That is your mean position, but your real position will change based on the traffic pattern. But mean position gives you an approximation. Oh, after 1 hour, you would have approximately reached 50 kilometers away from Bangalore. It gives you an idea. And that's what this Madhyama Surya is. It's an approximation, not an approximation, but based on an assumption that the movement is steady, continuously, like a car is moving continuously at 50 kilometers per hour. Here, the sun is moving continuously at 0.09556 degrees per day. So this is the mean position. This is not the true position. True position will vary. That I will come to later. So this is a terminology from Surya Siddhanta, Madhyama Surya, the mean position of the sun. Now, in subsequent videos, I'm going to discuss the positions of Venus and Mars also. Then things become much more complex, because Venus and Mars will not move at a constant mean motion. Their mean motion will change, it will increase, it will decrease, it will come to zero, it will even become negative. And when it becomes negative, Venus and Mars will exhibit retrograde motion. They will look like they are moving backwards, and that's known as Vakragati. But that is for the succeeding videos.